his green, on his shores lay him down. Sleep.
Would that be octopus? Or is that your stuff?
What's a B section?
Well, a change of everything. Let's go, sorry, page 20, 221, top of 2.
And perhaps in the gesture there should be a change as well.
Okay.
So what I would say, if I'm looking for clarity, I see a lot of this and this. And so the fewer hinges I have, the more clarity I'll have with this. So if you need to do this, you can do that for now. But I think that the less you start, less of this that's going on, maybe the clearer it'll be.
Okay.
And there's a change of character here as well in that I don't think that the beats are as important as maybe just the pull. Sam was a man. So that you can actually do this. The left hand's function should be different than the right hand's function. And I've been thinking about this because on Wednesday with Alex, there's this fluidity between beats coming from one hand and the other. And the traditional way we're taught as conducting students is that one hand should really be the meter, always. Continue to meter. And then the other hand becomes the signal for everything else that needs to happen. It can be dynamic this way. It can be articulation. It can be entrances. But it needs to have a clarity of difference so that this becomes just the neutral being the beat. Okay? That is the way we were all taught. Now, that doesn't apply necessarily all the time. But in here, I think having that pedagogy would be very helpful to all of us. So let's see how you can, I love the term that Dr. Sparks talks about, using the long muscles. Because I feel like everything is kind of right here, and it's negating all of this. Okay. And so if we can maybe engage more of this entire thing here, but with maybe less of this, okay?
Sure.
Let's see if we can do that. Starting right there, this is a 221 top.
Okay.
Good, good. So, if I invade your space, or I don't trust you, but if I want the sound, how would you want that to be sung? So if that is a better way perhaps than this.
Yeah.
Okay? Just going to neutral on that, okay? Yeah, okay, there's still, when you see this on the video camera, Sam was a man. You know, there's a little bit of that going on.
Okay.
Okay? If I had my tennis balls with me, I'd probably ask you to put a tennis ball right there and just see what happens and just try and keep that neutral. Yeah, well, he learned it from somebody. Yeah. Okay? What do you think? It was easy, wasn't it? There is so much in this one little piece to deal with. So many things. So you have this dynamic shift. How do we get that dynamic shift there? And how do we prepare for that?
Yeah. If this is not a rhetorical question, then I would talk to Somang with my eyes, and we would give a really good crescendo there with those quarters.
So what might we do in that second system? We might do something like this. And so this here, and now we give the downbeat there with both hands. That gives us a forte.
Okay.
Okay, try that. Just right there, second system. Good, that's not bad. That's not bad. Do it again. Same thing. We are what we do repeatedly. Excellence, therefore, is a habit. That really becomes the same mantra that we need to have in our conducting technique. Okay? I'm going to ask you to think that Somang doesn't need you to lean into him.
Not really.
Yeah. Please.
Okay.
Make sure that you're doing this through this, and then give the breath. Ba, ba.
Okay.
Sopranos out.
Okay.
Because number one, they hate octaves. Just think of the Frost. What is it? The Choose Something Like a Star. You know that one that everybody likes to do? You probably don't know that piece. You should know that piece. But it's one of these pieces where the sopranos go, oh, star. Yes. And they do that forever. It's every entrance, and they hate it. Same here. You can do it. It's easy. Do it again. Same thing. You have to fake them into believing it's easy, okay?
Okay, I can do that.
Or you can do it, yeah.
Can we do the middle 221 again? 2 before start.
I'm going to give you one more thing. Can I add to your toolbox?
Please.
I think that there's a little bit less of this in that, but more of this. So it's kind of this gesture of syncopation in that.
Okay.
Okay? Good. Okay, so this is that coordination thing.
Yeah.
This gesture here is doing the articulation, and this one's going, hey, guess what? We got a crescendo. Okay?
This just kind of came at the last
Yeah,
minute.
it kind of goes, whoop! You know? There was one person, I don't remember who it was, I was watching conduct. I don't remember who it was, but the hand always drops down. They give a cue. Andy, it was you in the concert. Something that I would want to maybe encourage you to do is when you give those entrances, which are wonderful, maintain that or keep it to here so it doesn't go.
The reason I was doing it is because I had this habit of just randomly using my left hand for 3 and 4.
Yeah.
And so I was trying to not use it for 3 and 4 with no purpose. But yes, notes taken.
Okay, note taken. Good. Let's do it. You know, I watched 3 different concerts this weekend. And I can tell you that there is a profound difference between watching Iris, Laurie, Michael, Dr. Vale, and the 3 of you. Okay? And that's not to give negative connotation to anybody. It's just to say that there's a difference. And watching it just gives me, my mind starts going. It's really a horrible place to be. Okay, when I come home from a concert. Let's do it again. Same thing. You're going, okay, now I need, you know, there is a little bit of choreography required in this.
Yes.
Okay, when you get ready to do a piece of music with a choir, you've got to be thinking about how am I going to do this in my gesture and how might I inform what I want to have happen.
Yep.
Okay, let's do it again.
Okay.
You know, sometimes we get past 4 bars, okay, or 6 bars or 8 bars.
It's a good place to focus on.
Yeah, it is. So what do you want?
I kind of want them to immediately after that first delivery start bringing it back down.
Okay, so you do 1, 2, 3, 4. Yum ba da dee dum ya da. Notice where mine is and notice where yours is. So Dr. Sparks always talks about connection with the breath, and that's a perfect example. If we're out here, we're off the breath.
Yeah.
If we're out here, we're off the breath. So here, we're in the breath. Okay? We're in the core. Okay? Visual, especially in our lips and the way we do this can create tension for a singer. So when I see a little bit of that, I want you to try and correct that. So I don't care if we get past the 2 systems. Can we do that again?
Sure.
That was a bell, and so I'm being told to shut up. There we go. Rather than coming out this far with it, what if it were 1, 2, dee, tum, ba? So 1, 2, dee, tum, ba. Where is that in relationship? It's not as far out this way, it's more here. Okay? Try that again, same thing. Sure that there's less of this, and I'm not asking for this not to be flexible. I am absolutely absolutely not asking for this to be not flexible. I want this to be flexible. I don't want it to be rigid. But I do think that the amount of we come off of that, the harder it is to define the beat.
Yeah.
And especially in something where there's so much staccato work coming in. So if you can do that, and then if you can maintain to try and do this a little bit. Let's go to the idea that this keeps meter, and this becomes the articulation and entrances and those things. Wow,
Thank
great
you
work.
so much.
You got it. Great work.